Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Funded Traders YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over some of the results from the January trading competition. However, today we have a special guest with us. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Olutunde Phillips Oyemi. I'm a medical student at University of Ilorin. I'm a Nigerian, University of Ilorin in Nigeria, actually.
This trading competition that just passed by, we had over 22,000 participants, and you were the first place finisher. How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel really great. I wasn't expecting it. When I got started and I saw the number of people in the competition, I was scared. But finishing as the first position, it's really awesome.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Out of so many people, you finished first and you even got a prize. Now, what did you win?
Yeah, I won the Royal $300,000 account challenge.
Now, have you actually started trading that account or are you still waiting to start?
Yeah, I claimed the account this morning, but then there was really nothing in the market to trade. So I stood by. So I've not really started trading, actually.
Well, that's perfect. I mean, there's always going to be another trade. As long as you're patient, following your rules and your plan, just like you did in the competition, surely you can follow the same steps, maybe have less risk, and then go right into your new challenge and pass that one as well.
Honestly, that's the plan, to also grab this one too.
Now, I just wanted to ask you a few questions, maybe about yourself, about your trading, before we get into some of the data and statistics from your challenge.
All right, go ahead.
How long have you actually been trading for?
I can't say precisely that this is the number of years, but I can tell you when I got started. I got started in June 2020. That's during the COVID lockdown. That's when I started learning. But then, I told you I'm a medical student. I'm currently in my final year, 600 level. So when I got back to school, during the time, so I was learning, and at that time too, I also got started. But then when I got back to school, it was like, a mix of both, trading and learning. So I was not full time really trading. And there was a point I stopped trading totally. But then as at 2022, I got back to learning, and I got back to trading, just demo now. And so I can't really say precisely this is the number of years because I was in and out.
Yeah, so a lot of people I know, actually, personally, even I started in 2020. But it just seemed like the year to do it, You're sitting at home with COVID. What else is there to do but trade? I mean, traders already sit there and do nothing half the time. So the fact that the COVID year came and we all started getting into trading, I think it was all meant to be for us,
Yeah.
And what would you say your main style of trading is? Like what kind of trading style do you subscribe to?
I really, getting to know about Forex, I learned about the retail logic. And then afterwards, I learned about the ICT, the ICT mentorship, which
The ICT mentorship, yeah, that's been blowing up all over the place. So this is another one in the books, actually. When we post this, definitely we're gonna tag the ICT trader because his students just raid the chat, and it's truly amazing to see so many traders following such clear rules, and then they end up getting the success that they deserve because they work so hard. So congrats to you.
Yeah, so I learned about ICT, and I learned so much from him, from both his YouTube. I also followed his 2022 YouTube mentorship. I followed up that. So, but then afterwards, I didn't give myself really to the market because of my schoolwork. But then when I got back to the market, I also felt that I needed something more just to attach to it to see the market clearly. Then that's when I began to learn Wyckoff. So basically, I kind of mixed the three together: the retail logic, ICT, and then a bit of Wyckoff, something like that.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like a great combo. I mean, I know Wyckoff is truly powerful on many different levels, but with some of the concepts that ICT teaches, order blocks and fair value gaps, you just have a perfect harmony. And then combining those, I know you have a lethal strategy as you clearly climb to the top of the leaderboard with a first place finish. When did you find out about maybe prop firms or the funded traders specifically?
Yeah, I found it out. That was last year. Last year when I began to learn Wyckoff, that was late last year. around October, November, thereabout, when I learned about the possibility, because I don't have the capital to trade. I told you I didn't have a trading account. The one I had, that was about 2 years ago in 2020 when I started learning, of which I believe. So I really don't have access to the markets. So I thought about, am I going to get fund? And when I think about like not having fund, I don't take the training or my learning seriously. So when I learned about the prop firm and the possibility to get funded, to get an account, then I took my learning serious. That was in 2022, around November. A friend of my colleague, the guy I wanted to tag in the other time, it was the one that actually, shared, told me about prop firms.
And what is your goal with trading overall, or with prop firms? What's your dream?
Yeah, I see forest trading as a gold mine. I see forest trading. I've seen the possibility that is enshrouded in forest trading if you're able to, master this act of trading. So coming into the new year, I've learned about prop firms. Okay, my goal was to get a 10,000 for an account. That was my personal goal, of which I wrote down in January. But alongside, I got the info about TFT. That's in December, 28th of December. So I got registered. However, my goal was to just get 10,000 account. So that was my focus. But now having to bag the first position with 300,000 for an account, it exceed my goal for the year. So that's what I'm now going to work with going forward to milk the market by God's grace.
Going for a 10K account goal and then having all of your expectations completely shattered, you earning a $300,000 account. I mean, how much is this going to change your life if you get funded and then get a payout? Like, how much would it change your life?
Wow. You don't really want to know. Like, it's going to change my life entirely. Like, I've always had this thing called like this mindset of financial freedom, to be free, to be able to do what I want to do, to be able to help the people I want to help, not to be restricted by funds. You understand? And even
Yeah.
looking at the goal, if I had a huge amount of money, I would have set a goal for a bigger account. But because, perhaps that's the least I could even afford. So that's why I said I'll plan to get a 10,000 for the account. So if I get funded, if I pass the challenge and I get funding and I start withdrawing from from this account, really it's a big turnaround, not just for myself, but even for my people, my family, and for my purpose as a whole, because I have a lot of stuffs in store, like my plan for life, and sure, finance is actually needed. So once I get funded and I make profit from the market, I hit the ground running by God's grace.
Yeah, that's amazing. And having goals that are so in line with your mindset, I know you're going to achieve them. I know you're never going to give up and you're going to keep pushing no matter what obstacles arrive. I know you're going to crush them and succeed.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. Thank you so much.
For now, would you like to now take a look at some of your different statistics over the January competition?
Okay, yeah, I would love to.
All right, here we go. So during the month of January, you traded over 36 different trades and you won 25 of them while only losing 11 of them. How did you feel knowing that your losses were so small compared to your wins?
Yeah, I feel good actually. There's this kind of feeling you have when you have a winning streak. Understand? It feels good. Like it makes you feel that you're in charge and you're in control. Unlike the bad feeling losses could bring to you. So I feel so much good that I'm making profit and I'm making progress. And that each time I even make a loss, it is really incomparable to one of my profit. So it's a good feeling.
Yeah, of course. I mean, hitting such a nice win streak, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades in a row, I mean, there's almost no better feeling. Because especially if you lose one or two trades and there's such small losses like $200, $400, and then you end up winning 4,000, 11,000. Feel absolutely amazing inside knowing that you're winning more than you're losing. And that's all that really matters
Like,
when it comes to
honestly,
trading.
that's what I'm at, man.
Your average winning trade was over $2,000, while your average losing trade was only $300. That gives you an average win rate or risk to reward ratio of 6.60. So when you enter your trades, were you focusing on getting a bigger risk to reward, or did that just happen based on what you saw in the market?
Basically, when I go into the market, my major focus is actually the risk I'm taking, not even the profit. Yeah, it's true that we have to consider the risk to reward and how far the market could go. But looking at the market, I know that the market has a potential to go in a particular direction. So I'm not really bothered about that. What I'm actually bothered about is the opposite side. So I'm more particular about the risk, the potential loss instead of the profit. So that's what I actually look at.
Yeah. So when you were looking at your trades, how did it actually end up giving you such a high risk to reward ratio? Because normally when I do a video like this, I see maybe a 1.5 or a 2.0 or a 3.0 risk to reward, but you have a 6.6. So every $100 you risk, you earn 600, So did that just happen, or were you specifically looking for more than maybe a 3 risk to reward ratio? Like, what's in your strategy that asks for a higher risk to reward?
I look for a better, for a more rewarding setup. So when I look at the market, I try as much as possible to get in at a particular level. I mean, to get an early entry. I hope you understand that, to get a very good entry, so that I don't, when the market is about to move, I don't get in late. So it helps me to get the chunk of the movement. So I enter at a very good level. And one of the tools that helps in getting that was the Wyckoff to get the level, and ICT helps me in the entering, looking for a fair value gap to put in my entry or another block, something like that. But to
Yeah,
get
for
the
sure.
level, I use the Wyckoff to actually, and it helps one, it helps to streamline to reduce the risk. Wyckoff helps to reduce the risk, and then to project longer for a bigger profit.
And out of all of the trades that you took, you only traded 4 different pairs or instruments. What
Yeah.
about GBP JPY is your favorite? Like, why did you trade GBP JPY or GJ so many times?
Oh, okay. I actually, that was accidental. The intention actually was to focus on GU and EU. That was actually my primary peers, GU and EU. But when I took GJ, and it gave me a huge profit. That was the first huge profit I made. That was $10,000. So
Let's actually
that
take
that
a
gave,
look at that then. Break it down. What were you looking at here in the market? Maybe I know the time frame might not line up with your strategy, but just overall, what was your idea here and how did you end up
okay.
taking these trades?
What I did was, the intention here was, apart from Wyckoff, I actually used basically of retail logic here. Now, I haven't considered from the bigger time frame what the direction of the market. Now, please, what time frame is this?
This I think is the
The one on
one
the left?
hour, the 1 hour
The
time
one,
frame.
the one. Okay, so I see this as a double top. Now the leg, that's the double top there. That's the top there, and the second one here. So
Yeah.
that was what I was looking at, and I haven't seen that the market was rejecting at that level. So, and I think I drew my trend line from somewhere. Now I can't really recall. So that's how I took my entry. Initially, my aim was to take my partial at the neckline, but then I just left, since when I noticed that, if you look at, I used a lot size of 5, and that was the maximum. That was the
Yeah.
maximum lot that we can use. So, but when I realized that I was in a competition, and I was not just trying to make money, but I was trying to make money to also win the competition, then I believe that I should maximize the potential of the risk available. So I took in the 5 lots, and I held the trade down there. So it was even unbelievable that when I opened my chart and I saw the 10,000 profit. So I didn't even calculate the profit, because I was not used to trading GBP, JPY. So
Yeah.
this was what actually brought the transformation and brought GJ to light, as my favorite peer, my most traded peer.
Yeah, because GJ is a bit weird. It has a different like ratio. Like
Yeah.
for every 100 pips, you'll get around 80 of those pips like as the profits. That's just
Yeah,
how
yeah.
they decided to calculate it based on like the volatility. So I believe in this
Yeah.
trade you earned about like 270, 60 pips, something like that. And with a 5 lot, that gave you literally 10,684 profit. And I'm not really sure what was your stop loss like? Was it around 30 pips?
Yeah, I think so. because I make sure that I didn't take more than 30 pips lot size or less than, so maximum about 30 pips,
Yeah,
maximum
so
about 30
based on
pips.
that's just what I figured. Based on looking at your entry, it was 161,022. This is 30 pips exactly, and then you captured absolutely a monster trade. So I bet you that felt great.
Honestly.
Yeah, and then what about this trade? I mean, this is pretty much a news trade, I feel, right? This is like on the cusp of some news. This is a news release, and you got
Yeah,
over 300 pips. So
this actually happened overnight. This was an overnight trade. In fact, by the time I woke up, the market was already retracing. By the time by the time I woke up, the market was retracing. So because Japanese, like this Japanese yen is an Asian currency, right? So
yeah,
so there was a news release around 1 o'clock. Around 1 o'clock. That is when they released the news, around 1 o'clock, 1:30. So I picked the trade. The market was actually more like consolidating upward, like a creek. So, but I haven't looked at the chart, and I know that there's a potential for an up move. So I just left my position open. So by the time I woke up the next morning, the market has hit the sky and was already falling. So I quickly just closed my trade right there.
yeah. So I mean, you actually got out in the most perfect position, like you could, because
Yeah.
you got in around here. This is on the 1 hour as well. You probably had a better view of what was going on, but I'm sure there was some type of um break of structure, because this is higher than, this high is higher.
Uh,
That's a
yeah.
break of structure. We have this wick and candle, and it even goes all the way back down to your entry. So inside of here, you got your entry, and you
Yeah.
even went to sleep. So I don't know how you were sleeping that good. When you woke up, you probably had some good dreams, because you were able to get out right at the top. I mean, inside of this consolidation, or like you said, you exited the market when the wicks were bouncing up and down. This was a great position. This gave you 11,798 profit. So overall, your whole account had over $46,000 profit. So you truly hit it out of the park and were able to climb to the first place. What advice do you have for those traders who maybe haven't actually made it to the leaderboard, or they haven't had much success? Like, what would you tell them?
The best advice is to learn. I think that's the first, is to learn, because there's nothing too difficult to learn. There's nothing too difficult, and
That's
there's
true.
nothing too hard. So everybody has a brain, and we have the potential to learn when we give our attention to it. So the cost of learning is attention. So that's where they should start from. And afterwards, mastery comes by practice. So as they are learning, they should make sure, that was what I was doing in 2020. I was learning, but I wasn't practicing. So I didn't get an handle of the market. So as you're learning, try to practice, try to go into the chart and see for yourself what exactly you're learning, and if it's actually working. And then they can actually take the TFT. They can take the TFT challenge. It is monthly. The competition is monthly, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is.
it is. So apart from helping them, apart from even being in the competition to win a prize, it is also help them to actually to put their skill, what they've learned, into use, into the market, more like a real life market environment, to actually get something out of the market. And they should also have this mindset when it comes to competition, that you're not just trading. You're not just trading. Okay, some people actually were what is it called? We have different trading style. Some were what is it called now? Scalping. But then, looking at this kind of competition from my own standpoint, you should actually maximize the risk available. What I mean is maximize the potential of the loss size given. This is not the time to be using 0.01. 0.01 cannot and won't win a competition like this. It doesn't work. They giving us a lot size of 5. It has something to tell you. You have the ability to use that, and you should leverage upon that. Just make sure that you keep your risk low, and then you have a large profit potential. And when you are going into that, maximize it. Put in your 5 lot size or your 3, 4. You don't play with 0.01 at this level. You can't get anywhere with it. Okay, so just first master your strategy. Make sure you have an handle of it. Then when you're sure of it, go into the trade and use a good loss size. You understand? The first is calculate your risk. Once you calculate your risk and you're at peace with it, that's what I tell people: be at peace with your risk at the beginning of the journey.
Yes.
If you're at peace with your risk at the beginning, you won't be palpitating when the market is fluctuating. You understand? So be at risk, at peace with your risk, and then just close your chart and come back for your profit. So that's it.
Yeah, that was honestly a list of incredible advice. You heard it here first, guys. This is the first place finisher in the January trading competition. He just gave you the step-by-step guide on how to find some type of success within the trading competitions and within your just trading journey. So thank you for joining today. It was an honor and a pleasure to do this interview. For all of you watching, thank you so much for watching, and make sure to leave a like. Show your support for this legend, this absolute beast of a trader in the comments. Make sure to show some love in there. And of course, sign up for the notification bell. That way you get notified whenever the Funded Trader posts a new video. With that being said, that's all for today's video. Peace.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for having me.